Cooking with Magz, and you are cooking with Magz. We're in Miami, baby. Home of the Heat, home of the Dolphins, and home of today's special guest. We're gonna get to know her some more, we're gonna eat some good food, and we're just gonna vibe out. Stay tuned. So now it's time. We're gonna introduce our special guest. Come in, come through. So, we all know her as Riss, reality of Riss. Her Instagram's like there. Can you see it there? Is it there? How are you today?
I'm great. I'm hungry, so I'm ready.
What are you thinking we should have? Fish, chicken, what?
I've had a lot of red meat, so I say we should do chicken.
Yeah, let's do
chicken or fish. I'm cool with.
Alright. Do you know what I might make like a chicken Alfredo. So like a creamy linguine, and then I'm gonna put like a nice chicken supreme on top.
I'm excited. Yeah. I love pasta, and I never really let myself eat it.
Yeah.
So let's indulge today.
Today we're gonna eat pasta.
Yes. I did the hot ones challenge the other day.
What's that?
With the hot sauces.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, on like the wings. Did that the other day.
So how far did you get?
All the way through. It wasn't that bad. I feel like on the real show hot ones, they might be using hotter sauces.
Oh, really?
The ones that you can buy in the box that they sell, it wasn't hot enough for me to cry or anything.
I've seen the one where it's like Idris is like eating like a chicken wing and he starts coughing and it's like now it's like a big like meme kind of thing.
Oh really?
Yeah.
It'd be cool to get on the real hot ones.
Yeah. Let's see what we can do.
Right?
Literally. Look, I hope you're watching because Riss wants to get on there. So let's do it.
I tried it at home version and it wasn't tough enough. So
yeah.
Let's bump it up a notch.
Makes sense. Let's do it. So I'm literally just gonna make some pasta now. Would you be able to just dash some water in there? And then I'm gonna get the pasta. Where are you from, first of all?
I'm from Central Florida.
Yeah.
Super small town. We only have like one department store.
Oh, swear?
Yeah.
Okay.
We just got a Starbucks the other day and I freaked out when I went home. I was like, what?
What's your Starbucks order?
I get a flat white with white mocha and cinnamon.
Do you like, have you had matcha?
Matcha? Yeah.
How do you say it?
Matcha.
Matcha.
Mm-hmm. I've had it in China. When I went to China, like everything's matcha. Like even at the McDonald's, they have matcha ice cream.
That is sick.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So the Starbucks one is like different, than what I've had.
Yeah. It's cool. Nice. I'm gonna just... Right, guys, we're back. We're back with Riss. We had a little technical difficulty. Basically, I couldn't cook and talk. So we're just gonna eat some food, we're gonna ask you some questions, and we're just gonna vibe out.
Let's do it.
I've made you some chicken with a little bit of pasta. So,
what kind of pasta is this?
It's like just a creamy pasta, and what we've done is we've put like sun-dried tomatoes in it.
Ooh, I love sun-dried tomatoes.
Yeah.
But what's the name of this pasta style? Like how it's white, like that?
Oh, I don't know. I remember the name. I think it begins with a P. Pappardelle.
Pappardelle.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's just like a thicker kind of tagliatelle.
Yeah.
I learned the other day that different pastas are for different like meals.
Mm-hmm.
So you see like rigatoni, like it's got like the holes in them kind of thing. That's like so the mince can go in the holes, and then when you eat it, like you get the full flavour kind of thing.
Yeah,
so,
makes sense. When I was growing up, I only liked elbow macaroni.
Yeah.
I hated shell macaroni, like macaroni and cheese.
Yeah.
And my parents would be like, it's the same thing, it's just shaped different. But I swore it tasted different.
What's elbow macaroni?
Just like the curved noodle.
Oh.
It like looks like an elbow.
Yeah.
And then shell is like, the shell, it looks like a shell.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we don't call that one macaroni. Yeah.
Yeah, you probably have a different name for it.
I don't even know what it's called. But yeah, I know the one you mean. So, do you know, you've had a long day at work, you've been doing your shoots, etc. What do you do? Do you cook? Order? What goes on?
If I cook, it's very simple. But I do get food out a lot, Chipotle. I like places like Bole, like places that have the bowls, because I'm always like trying to hit a protein mark.
Yeah.
So all I think about is like what has the most protein. I eat a lot of shrimp, chicken, steak. Yeah. But my celebratory meal is always like pizza or like cheesy bread.
Right, I'm gonna ask you a question about pizza, yeah? And it's a big thing at home.
Oh gosh.
So, but I need to know like what kind of person you are, whether I can chat to you or not. So, So on your pizza, do you think it's necessary, acceptable, appropriate to have pineapple on it?
I'll eat it, but I've never like personally wanted it on the pizza.
Okay.
If it's on there, I'll eat it, but I don't think it's the best.
Okay, that's basically the right answer. Yeah, it basically is. I don't understand.
Yeah, I just don't think it's the best. Like, I'm not a huge picky person, so I'll eat it if I'm hungry, but I would never go out of my way to ask for pineapple. I like mushroom on my pizza.
Really? Mushroom and ham and yeah, that's nice. That's nice. So, Riz, there's some things that you probably don't know or know about you.
Oh gosh.
And I don't know if many
I
people-
forget the things I put on the internet, so here we go.
So, where did you go to school?
You tell me where I went to school.
FSU.
Yeah.
And you did what, criminology?
Yeah.
And I read somewhere that you were gonna join the military.
Yes.
Right, so my question, and everyone's question is, how do you go from basically being like Olivia Pope?
That's who I really wanted to be.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, to saying, right, I'm gonna join the military, to doing what you're doing now so successfully. How have you done that?
So I wanted to join the military. Trump was going into presidency at that point, and that scared me.
Yeah.
Because I was like, he's volatile. You never know. I could go to war tomorrow.
Yeah.
And so I was scared of the contract. I was scared that I would sign the dotted line, and for the next 4 years, I would hate my life.
Yeah.
So I never followed through with it, and I said, I'm going to go on a soul-searching trip. And so I traveled. I went to Thailand,
Nice.
and no, I went to Morocco first. I spent a summer in Morocco. Oh, this is so good.
Thank you.
And so when I was traveling, I met all these people that worked from the internet, and so I became fascinated with, I just want to work for myself. My dad was an entrepreneur, but he owned businesses. So I was like, I want to take advantage of this digital wave that's coming. I started with learning about marketing, and I was running other people's social medias. And one of my bosses, she used to be an international model. So she had modeled in Egypt and Paris and all these places, and she told me, basically like politely fired me, and was like, you should go do this for yourself.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
and she was like, I don't need you that bad. You're really good at this. You should go. But I was like, well, I don't have a product. I don't have a service. Like, what am I going to post about?
Yeah.
And she was like, just post pictures of you and things will happen.
Yeah.
And so then I started like doing photo shoots. So that's how I ended up here.
That is great.
But I wasn't ever girly or vain. Like, I didn't enjoy taking photos of myself.
Yeah,
I wasn't naturally like, oh, take a photo of me.
Yeah.
I kind of just was like, well, if I don't go into the military, what the heck am I going to do with my life?
Do you think that's a general misconception about you, that like you're really girly and like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think even if I would look at my page and be like, oh, she's just like another model, like really into herself.
Yeah.
But I'm actually like, the only photos I take are for work, for my Instagram or my social media. Like, I don't naturally want to do my makeup and want to take photos and stuff. It's definitely like just a career for me.
Look, here you go, by the way. Enjoy.
And what is this dish called?
Right, we're basically gonna call this Magz Alfredo, I reckon.
I love it.
So Magz Alfredo with pappardelle, and some asparagus. So try it, let me know how it tastes.
Should I get pasta and chicken in one bite?
Yeah, everything's better when it's together, do you know?
If I can actually get a bite, what am I doing here? My blonde is showing. Wow.
How is it?
I was scared when you first said you were making Alfredo
Yeah.
because I don't really like creamy pastas. They're very like too milky and creamy. This is perfect.
Really?
I love the sun-dried tomato.
Yeah.
I love sun-dried tomato. But it's just enough sauce on it that the noodles aren't dry, but it's not swimming in sauce like normal Alfredo here in the States is very, very, very milky.
I find sometimes like when it comes to like cultures, you've got to make it the proper way. Do you know what I mean? Like, look, don't get me wrong with this. I'm not saying like this is like Italian, proper Italian. My cousin's Italian, and I don't know what to feel about this.
Last year I went to Italy twice and I ordered cacio e pepe everywhere I went. I felt like that was perfect. It was cheesy, but not too much.
What do you think of Italy?
I like it. I think I like Americanized Italian food more.
Yeah.
Because I'm a big cheese person.
Yeah.
So when I went there and I ordered pizza, I was expecting like cheese, and it's just like the dobs of mozzarella.
Yeah.
So I was a little let down, but at the same time I was embracing the culture, and I was like, this is the way it's made. I like it, you know.
There's something I want to ask you about. Big Judy. Is it Big Judy?
Big Booty Judy.
Yeah. What's that all about?
Have you heard that song? Big Booty Judy, love the way she shake it. No. Okay, now ladies. Yeah. No?
No, who's it by?
I don't know who it's by. I have to look it up. Okay, well, this song was popular when I was in high school.
Yeah.
My first day of high school, I showed up and the upperclassmen saw me and just shouted Big Booty Judy, and it stuck.
Yeah.
For 4 years,
Yeah.
everyone called me. And then teachers didn't know the big booty part. They just would hear people call me Judy. So then teachers were calling me Judy, not knowing that it was all about my butt. But like the most popular guy in school ended up being my boyfriend, and he was the one who gave me that nickname.
Yeah.
So everyone just like worshipped him, and he called me Judy, so everyone called me Judy.
Judy. Yeah.
And so my senior sign, my sister did it, and it said big, and then it was a big picture of a butt, and then it said Judy.
I think I've seen it. You hold it. Yeah, that's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool. With like obviously they used to call you Big Booty Judy as like a like warming. It was nice, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are people like on socials when like with like your work?
I mean, I said this the other day on my page. I luckily don't get much hate.
Nice.
Growing up, I did. The nicest thing people said was Big Booty Judy. Everything else was people being rude about my body. But I grew up in a small country town, and that's not what those kind of boys liked. I mean, granted, they were boys, so I think that was also a thing. I had a woman's body, and they were looking at girls that had teenage bodies.
Yeah.
So to them, I looked fat, and I think that they just weren't mature enough to realize that I just looked like a grown woman at like 13. But I mean, online, I get all love. Yeah.
That's good. So
I was nervous, like, because I was
yeah.
going into social media being pretty insecure with my body.
Yeah.
So I was very scared, and I was very reserved, like, and now I'm just like, yeah, it's all love.
Do you know what it is? We come from like an age where like, I don't even know whether, I think it was like America's Next Top Model, right? Where I remember even there were some scenes where people were going, no, you're too big. And I'm looking at the girl and going, she's like a size 4. What are you talking about? She's so guys who have watched that and they've grown up thinking that that's like the
beauty standard,
yeah, they're just kind of like sheltered. So and yeah, I guess it was difficult growing up. I'm sorry about that, but at least now people are more like open to all of these things, kind of thing.
Yeah, and because before we were only watching one media, which was TV. Now we have all these different media outlets, and you're seeing all different kinds of people. Versus in the 90s, 2000s, you only saw Hollywood, and that was it. And two, bodies go through trends. So the Kardashians spiked the trend of my body shape.
It's true.
But now they're all taking Ozempic and getting super skinny. But because of social media, I don't think the pendulum will swing back to dramatically skinny like it would back in the older times, because you were only getting information from one media source, like magazines and movies and TV, versus now, okay, so what if all the Hollywood celebs want to get skinny? There's still all of us girls on social media proud of what we look like, and we're not going to, because that's always been a thing in women's culture, is like trends of body styles. When Marilyn Monroe was famous, my body style was beautiful. But then it goes back to super skinny, and then, you know, it fluctuates. So I think because of social media now, like, it'll be more diverse, and it'll stay that way, versus when the media could control how we all think and dress and talk.
It's true. It's really true. It's actually true. So let's talk about something more lighthearted. What do you do for fun? Like, what are your hobbies?
People always ask me that, and I'm like, it makes me really question myself. My work is so fun that I just don't feel like what I do for work is my life, and it is my hobbies. Everything's all encompassing. I feel like my day to day, I work out. I am either going onto a set doing a photo shoot or filming, or I'm editing. If I'm editing, I'm like at home in my pajamas watching a show while I edit. So yes, it's working, but it's very relaxed. Other than that, I mean, I like to go to the beach. I like to hang out with people, but my job is also hanging out with people. So feel like my life is a hobby. I don't know. I like to travel.
Yeah.
You know.
Where's the best place you've been?
But I don't have like a hobby. Like I don't sew. I don't play piano.
Yeah.
Nothing like that. The best place I've been. I loved Morocco most.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I lived there for a summer.
Did you?
And I lived with a Moroccan family.
Yeah.
So it was super, like, all-encompassing. I got to experience the culture.
Yeah.
I got to go to Moroccan weddings and do all of their, like, cultural things.
Yeah.
So that was my favorite. And I worked at an orphanage while I was there, too.
Oh, that's cool.
So Monday through Friday, I would, like, go take care of babies. And then on the weekends, I would travel to other places within Morocco.
See, I think this is, like, the good thing about, like, doing interviews like this. With your social media, obviously I've told you, I said I messaged you and I was like, oh, don't think she'll reply. But when you start talking to when you start talking to you about things like this, you basically show me like there's a deeper side kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And you've seen the world as well, so you get to know like different cultures, you've seen like different things, etc. Like that's really cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, that was really important to me to see the world because I grew up in a small town where people don't. I feel like in Europe, you guys are more encouraged to travel. In the US, we're not. And they always just try to tell you, like, why leave? It's the best here.
Okay.
So no one's encouraged to travel. And then I came from a very small town and people never leave.
Where's this small town?
It's in Central Florida. It's near this really famous place called The Villages.
Okay.
And that place is famous for people retiring from all around the world to live there.
Oh, nice.
So it's a retirement community, but it's massive, and it's like Disney for old people. So I lived on the outskirts of that, but just really small, like not even a shopping mall. Like I said, they just got a Starbucks this past month, so that was like a big deal.
Yeah.
So I just was around people that weren't cultured, and I lived my life vicariously through movies and stuff. So I was like, I need to go see the world.
Yeah.
Like I can't have only this town as my life experience.
Yeah,
you know?
that makes sense. That makes perfect sense. So where are you living now?
I was in Miami for 3 years, and I just moved to Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, nice. Do you like it?
I love it.
Yeah. From what I've seen so far, obviously, so basically the weather's been like horrific. It's been like storms and stuff, but even like up to now, it's like proper like sunny now.
Mm-hmm.
But from what I've seen of it, it actually looks nice. It looks really nice. Like chill, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
South Florida is way better than where I'm from. Central Florida is like farmland, boring, nothing going on. So South Florida, all encompassing, is already really nice, but Miami it's just gotten it's a lot of like people that aren't from Florida that move to Miami. Everyone's trying to put on a show for their followers, and it can get very superficial in Miami. So I just wanted to live somewhere where there was more like real people, like normal 9 to 5 normal people. So I like Fort Lauderdale for that. And Fort Lauderdale, I believe, is like the boating capital. So there's a whole bunch of boats here.
Yeah.
And I mentioned before when I first got here, I used to work on an island.
Yeah.
So I really love the boating lifestyle. I like to be on the beach. So Fort Lauderdale just felt like a natural progression for me because Miami was just a little exhausting.
Yeah.
It's like very go city life.
You have to be on all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's just not me. I'm on when I'm working, and then when I'm not at work, I want to walk around in gym clothes, my hair in a bun, just go into a grocery store. Versus Miami, it's like designer and bring your Lambo and have a private chef and stuff like that. This guy. Yeah, you'd get a lot of work in Miami.
Yeah, no, but I totally get it. So like where I live, is just outside Liverpool. So Liverpool isn't like too crazy, but you know like London, Manchester, it's like hustle bustle. It's a really busy city kind of thing. You want to go into work where it's hustle and bustle, and then just go home, like, and that's your peace kind of thing.
Yep.
So like I live kind of similar to this. I live on the beach, so it's nice. I go on like walks down the beach, and it's nice. I get it. So do you like any sports? I know that's a random question, but I don't know. Do you like sports?
I like basketball. I grew up playing basketball my whole life. I say I like basketball vaguely because I like going to basketball games. I don't follow on TV.
Yeah.
So if the game's on, I'll watch it, but I've always been a Miami Heat fan since Dwayne Wade. Yeah. Because when I was playing, he was like at his peak. Yeah. So I guess, the Heat, and the Heat is the most games I've gone to. Yeah. So
Joseph, you were telling me that in the city that they've changed certain things.
Wade County.
And that was after.
Dwayne Wade.
That's crazy.
Oh, there's a county in Miami named after him? Wow.
It's crazy.
I know they just gave him a statue.
Really?
Yeah. And he was like, he was talking about it on a podcast, how it's like a really huge honor because normally people don't get statues until they're dead.
Yeah,
like,
basically.
It's a bit, yeah.
Like,
so he was like, it's really weird that I have a statue and I'm alive.
Yeah.
I can like go visit my statue.
I watched an interview today, like with another guy, but a football, like a soccer guy, and he basically said the same thing. He was like, it's really nice that you're saying nice things about me and I'm alive.
Mm-hmm.
I think people need to do that more, can't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like musicians get so much more famous after they die.
Yeah.
Then people appreciate them.
They appreciate it. Right, so I've just got some fun questions to ask you now.
Mm-hmm.
So if you could have like one animal, like it can't be a cat, it can't be a dog, to be your sidekick forever, what would it be?
A monkey. I've always been kind of scared of monkeys, but if it was like a nice monkey, and my cat is named Monkey.
Oh, nice.
Because my cat likes to sit on your shoulder, so that's where I got the name Monkey. But yeah, I would have a monkey, just like a little toddler-sized monkey.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I can hold like a baby.
I think MJ had a big, like a chimp.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No, they're too smart. Even monkeys are really smart.
Really?
Yeah. But monkeys can be vicious. So that's why I'm like, if I had a nice monkey, I would want one, yeah.
And also one that isn't gonna like overpower you, like you can literally just grab its tail and say stop it. Like.
Exactly. I don't need no gorilla in my house.
I asked you previously about the military. You worked as a social media manager, right? And doing criminology and stuff, and then now in fashion. What would you say, out of all of those things, what do they call it? Transferable skills.
I guess I would say people skills and like networking. My dad used to be an entrepreneur and he really prided himself on being an entrepreneur, and he would always tell me people buy from or work with people they like, know, and trust. And so that was always like in the back of my mind.
Yeah.
Even when I was in criminology, I was an intern. So I went into this internship for the courthouse with like 50 other students.
Yeah.
And the first week, it was like a football draft. We all basically were like trying out to see which lawyers would take us on.
Oh, really?
And so I wanted to work with the homicide unit.
Yeah.
And they only take 2 interns. And so I knew it was a game of not sucking up or people pleasing, but just showing your personality, being the most personable. And so I got selected for the homicide unit. People were like, wow, Marissa, like every day you just showed up and you were like on. Like I was like, I just have good people skills.
Yeah. And
I knew that if they knew and trusted me, because some of the interns were just so quiet. So I was like, how is the attorneys gonna know you? So yeah, I feel like I've taken that with every industry I've ever worked in. Is like people want to deal with people they like, know, and trust.
I'll be honest with you. So first thing I noticed when I met you today, look, I was nervous. I was like, is she gonna talk? Is she gonna be shy? Like what? But straight away, I said this to you earlier. You're a talker, and there's not many talkers in the world. So like, it's a really good skill to have in whatever like industry you are. Like, be confident even if you're not confident.
Yeah.
And just talk.
That's what my dad told me, and I'm repeating this. But when I first decided I wasn't going to do criminology anymore, I was super scared because that was my life's plan forever. I had no backup plan because I knew that one was going to do well.
Yeah.
So then when I just had this whole like life change and decided I didn't want to do that anymore, my dad told me like, just keep walking into enough rooms, your personality will do the rest.
Yeah.
He was like, I have 1,000% faith, like you're a good, personable person. People like talking to you, you have charisma, like your aura is good, you know? So he and I remember him telling me that and I was just like, this is the most vague, stupid advice. Like, what do you mean? Just keep walking into rooms. And then I understood months later he meant networking. Just keep going places, keep talking to people. And that's with my modeling. Girls ask me all the time, like, oh my God, how did you get there? And I'm like, networking. Like every time I'm on set, I'm talking to every single person. I introduce myself to every single person. Yeah. And then that's how I've gotten all my jobs, is that the makeup artist told a director about me, the photographer told a brand about me, and then, you know, it just works that way.
It's right. So I always say, I think I live in the wrong country, to be honest.
Why?
I try and network at home. I try and network, and no one really wants to chat to you.
I was gonna say, my friend Mia, she lives in the UK, and she was like, people just aren't friendly and chatty. Like here, people will just smile at you as you're walking down the street.
Yeah.
It's like they don't do that in London.
So like, you get certain people. So like, I know I'll say this, and people are like, no, I'm really nice, but as a general, like, Joseph, what would you say? Would you say it's too fast paced in London? No one really wants to chat to me.
Yeah, it's not. People just want to get on with it.
That's like, I feel like how New York's vibe is.
Yeah.
It's exactly like that.
Exactly. So that's why I feel like I'm in the wrong place. Because I'll be honest with you, Riz, I went to LA, and I just started talking to people, and they talk to you like they're your friend, and they really like they vibe with it kind of thing. Here, I spoke to people in the shop when I was getting like all the food, etc. I haven't been here long, but they just talk to you. Like it's crazy. So that is perfect advice. Network whilst people want to talk. Like,
and Miami, because I mean, if you think the hot spots in the U.S. is New York, LA, Miami. New York is hustle bustle, fast paced. People are cold because they have winter, so people aren't as friendly. But Miami and LA is very like hippie, laid back. People are showing up to set an hour late, and it's all vibes.
Yeah.
Miami is a little more hustle bustle because we have a lot of New York people.
Yeah.
But everyone's just happy because we live where the world vacations. So in these places, people are very open to having conversations because people aren't stressed.
Yeah.
Everyone's making money. People are happy we're in the sun, you know. Versus if you live somewhere like in London, the weather also has a big factor.
Yeah.
You know, it's cold, it's rainy, it's like, you know, it's you gotta get on a train, you gotta get home, you gotta get onto the next. Versus places like here, where are we in a rush to go?
It's true.
Like,
the sun changes like everything as well. You're right. So I've got a couple more questions for you. And then we'll have some dessert. I've got like a cherry pie.
Oh, okay.
I didn't make it or anything, I just bought it. But yeah, so a couple more questions for you. What's your favourite thing about modelling?
I really like, because before modeling I was just doing social media, which I thought was going to be so amazing, but you're alone all the time, and that made me really depressed.
Yeah.
Because I went from waitressing and bartending where I'm talking, you know, all day and running around. So I really like just going on set and being around people.
Yeah.
Because I'm not an introvert, so being alone too much is like depressing to me.
Yeah.
And then I like the final result. I don't always love the posing and the actual work, but I love the product.
Nice.
So when I see, you know, like going to a shoot, sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't feel like doing this. But when I see the final product sent back to me, I'm like, oh, that's so cool. I love it. So I would definitely say like the socialization part of it, and then just the product.
What's your least favourite part?
Actually doing the job. Like legit. Because everyone says like being on camera is just not always the easiest thing.
Yeah.
In this kind of situation it is, because we're just talking. But when it's all about your look, like when I'm posing, I have to think about suck in. Make sure it's a good angle. Make sure you're not turning too much that you're giving yourself a side roll.
Yeah.
Make sure your eyes look however they're supposed to look, seductive.
Smiling with your eyes.
Smiling, and then make sure your mouth is doing what it's supposed to do. So there's so many micro things, like make sure your fingers look natural, because some girls pose like hard fingers.
Yeah.
It's just 900 micro little things to think about, and it's just tedious. Like it's not a hard job. I've worked way harder. I've done tree work and cut down trees before. So I've done hard jobs.
Tree surgeon.
Yeah.
Risk the tree surgeon.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. My boss called me Pocahontas. I was the only girl, and he would cut trees, and I would have to drag them and put them into a chipper.
Yeah.
And I would go home with like ticks on me and bugs in my hair. Yeah. So modeling's not a hard job, but it's just like a bunch of micro details, and you have to be on for a camera for like anywhere from 2 to 6 hours, 8 hours.
Yeah. No, I could only imagine. So it's even hard enough getting me just to even talk on camera without just babbling. Yeah. Like, obviously.
Now imagine people staring at every inch of your body. Yeah. And being like, your elbow.
Turn that way.
Suck in.
Yeah. Oh, nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Smile more. Turn your head 3 inches to the left. Like, you're just like a little Barbie.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. That's crazy. And even when they give you like, sometimes they might even give you direction, and it's not even like proper direction. It's like, can you do a bit more? A bit more what?
Yeah. Or they'll be like, look at me like I'm a guy in your bedroom, and then I'm like, this is the face I give. I'm like, what do you give me sexy? And I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what you mean.
One of the things I was going to ask you, tomorrow is your ideal dream, like this is what I'm doing, I've made it. What does that look like?
I would love to merge away from modeling and just be more of a social media personality.
Yeah.
Like every day looks different. One day I'm doing a cooking video with you, the next day I'm hosting at a red carpet event.
Yeah.
The next day I am modeling.
Yeah.
So I would like to be more of like a all-encompassing, well-rounded creator that people tune in just to see what versus reality is.
Yeah.
Versus being so married to modeling.
Yeah, and it will show your personality because your personality is crazy. It's so good.
Thank you.
Like,
I appreciate it. Thank you.
That's cool.
Yeah, so that's the goal. I'm gonna start showing my personality more. And just
Makes sense. Manifest.
branching out.
Tell the world.
Yeah. You guys, watch my reality. Okay.
Right. I reckon we wrap this up. Do you know what? Yeah. I literally, when I cook, I don't even eat. So. Guys, it is actually nice. So
you can pack this up for me. I'll take it to go.
Yeah, there you go. So like, do you want to have some dessert?
Sure.
Right.
Let's do it.
Guys, you've been cooking with Magz. I'm Riz. Thanks for tuning in.